So there is yet another trailer for The Sims 4 Businesses and No Hobbies expansion pack, and because I touch grass, something that you would know about, I've only just got home and I was really excited to take a look. So we're reacting to it together, but we're breaking it down because I will be brutally honest, I did take a sneak peek of the trailer before. For copyright reasons, I have to play with the audio muted, so God knows what's going on! So it looks like we've got a ton of craft tables, making fairs, because something the Sims team love to do in like all of the recent packs is put the gameplay objects into like the outside world. It's like, do you guys remember when Life and Death released and they literally had like a lawyer that sits in a part writing a will for you just to make sure you don't miss the gameplay? Anyway, so they're showing off doing the pottery and it says craft new ceramics. So I'm assuming this is going to work similarly to the eco lifestyle candle system. You can see there's different kind of potteries that you can make depending on your level. But in the next bit, you can also glaze a ceramic. So once you've made a ceramic, you can like, so he's got the planter pot and then you can basically change the style and design of it to any color that you want. You can also give them an unbreakable upgrade because obviously they can break with this pack, and if they do break, you can actually like, you know when people smash vases but then they stick them back together with that like gold glue? This is what she's doing here, which I actually think is a really nice touch. At least it gives it a little bit more depth, although I just want to say it doesn't look very sparkly and golden like this. That's not the vibe I was hoping for. Maybe they could have made that a little bit more glossy, I don't know. So they showed off the idea of a cat cafe, and I just want to say, okay, not just a cat cafe, they showed off something else. I just want to say before we watch it all, like, if your gameplay trailer, if your expansion pack shows content from other packs in order to kind of make it good, then maybe the pack isn't fleshed out enough. If it requires another expansion pack, then maybe there's an issue here. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like it's a bit distasteful in a trailer of a pack to include stuff from another pack, because obviously you can't technically say it's misleading because there's a disclaimer at the bottom, but I just feel like a pack should come with a complete amount of stuff and not require other packs in order to be good. I mean, at least they're showing off cross-pack play, to be fair. So this is you making a cat cafe, and we basically have confirmed here with this vendor stand. So you know in Get Together we have the bakery stand, and that's the pack that comes with the cafe lot type. It looks like you're going to be able to make cafes now with this pack, but you probably won't get the cafe lot type. You'll just get the stand where you can sell cakes and you can sell coffee from it. Oh, I thought that cat was licking a minge then. That's what my cat does. She licks it red raw because she's stressed and it's an anxiety compulsion. And then they're just showing off basically here how you can make any venue anything you like. So this is actually a tattoo studio here. And they're basically saying, if you want to make a tattoo studio, for example, with a live piano or live band, or you can sell paintings, you can do it all on one lot. That's what they were saying. So they will go over in more detail later about the different kind of things that you can do. But they're basically saying you don't have to just make a tattoo studio. It could be a tattoo studio and a candy store and an art gallery all in one, which is quite cool. Now they're showing off some new objects like the pottery, new fireplace, the cafe thing, and then, okay, some lamps. Like, good for you, mate. I don't really care about all this. We got a new piano, okay, new rugs, beautiful. That sold me on the pack. Oh, rugs and clutter, my favorite. And obviously the sweetie machine that makes the lollipops. So here they're showing the new lot types. So you can actually have two lot types. It's confirmed in this trailer. The first one, what we just saw, is a residential small business. So that's a residential lot, but with a small business element that you could add to it, or you can simply just make a small business venue. And I feel like if you're a new player to The Sims 4, which there constantly are new players, what's the difference between a retail lot, a small business, and a small business residential? It's going to be really confusing, I think, for a lot of people. Anyway, they've showed off as well that you've got the register small business where you can show the name. This is a little bit more detailed than the original trailer. So you can first set a preset business type, which is basically where it comes with its own kind of set of activities, but you can also add more and you can customize these presets, which is pretty cool. So it looks like in terms of business activities, you can either attend classes and lectures. This is, I think, from the perspective of the customer, which is why it says, for example, here, get tattooed, get railed by a 6'3" emotionally available, financially stable man. I mean, what? I mean, Got be romantic here. So I'm just thinking where it says be romantic. Okay, if that's one of the activities, I wonder if there's going to be a woohoo one, because I'm just thinking you might be able to make a brothel. No, shut up. You might be able to make a woohoo, like, isn't this like the world of this pack inspired by Amsterdam? Like, aren't you going to be able to create like your own red light district where you could even have this with or without Wicked Whims, where you might be able to have activities being be romantic and you have to pay for entry on the ticket booth system. And then like I'm already seeing like a let's play coming on this channel. Can Shanice get rich as a private escort? I think that's happening. There's even other ones like, okay, browse and buy items, browse a reb. So you can make an internet cafe, clean, fix objects. So you can make like a tinkering workshop, stay near household sims. What does that even mean? Stay near household sims. That sounds a bit weird and I don't know what that means. It's got try on outfits. Does that mean you'll be able to sell clothes from this? I'm not too sure. Yeah, you should be able to sell clothes. That's interesting. You can choose one of a small amount of pictures here for your logo. You can choose a name description. And here's another cool thing. You can actually choose customer criteria. So this works just like the get together clubs where you make it a requirement for people to come to clubs. My only thing is that I'm thinking in terms of target customer criteria, there aren't enough Sims 4 townies in this whole entire game. So I don't know if they're going to randomly generate townies to go into your shop, but there's not enough townies to be that specific in terms of target customer demographic criteria, because we have the same problem with get together clubs, is that there aren't enough people who actually like fit the framework for a lot of the clubs you want. And then this is them showing off the room thing. So it works just like for rent. You can have employees only, public or residential spaces, which I think is going to make for some really interesting gameplay, guys. And you can see the system at the bottom right here. And as you can see, it pretty much looks like the get to work retail system in terms of having perk points. It also looks like we've got star levels, and I'm assuming this is like business reputation or something. So it's basically the same kind of thing, which I'm not too miffed about. I know there's been a lot of like issues, people saying it's get to work 2.0, which I will discuss in a bit. But for now, looking at the features, you can hire employees. Now, employees, you can only hire up to 3 employees. And if you want a family member to work with you, they will have to be added as an employee here. And it says here you can add employee tasks. So maybe you could have an employee just be friendly and be funny. And then this could just be like an employee who is an entertainer. I don't know if we're going to be able to set a work uniform, if you're going to be able to give different employees different uniforms. I'm assuming so. I'm really hoping they thought that through. It just says manage pay here, or it doesn't actually say if you can change their uniform. Oh my God, that's worrying me. Maybe it's under manage employees. Oh, I hope you can change your uniform, because like it just makes sense that they would need a uniform. Like, come on, especially if you can set them individually. Oh gosh, I'm really hoping that's the case. I mean, you can be romantic as an employee task. So there we go. You can literally make like an escort house, or you can make like those Japanese like boyfriend girlfriend cafes, which is quite funny. You can manage their salary small, medium or low. You can see all their traits and things, their skills, right? But we don't know. I need to know about uniforms, to be honest. So this guy's an esteemed entrepreneur, which is a brand new trait, I believe. Of course, Nancy Landgrab is going to be in the shop, and I bet Judith Ward's going to be coming to your shop every single day. Yes, she is. They did also mention, by the way, with the ticket booth system that they're showing here, you can either have Sims pay hourly, or you can have them just pay upon entry. So you can make it so like it costs per hour, like a brothel, or just an entry service, which I think is quite cool. And then they're showing off business perks here, which is the perk points that you get for successfully running a business. And there's basically like a mischievous way to run your business, a good way and a neutral way. So I'm assuming the mischievous way is just like finding ways you can exploit customers to make more money, whereas the one on the right, I guess, is more about just making a very friendly environment for the community, like a community hub. And then neutral, I don't know, it's probably just generic functional things, which I think is very interesting. So here's a perk open to barter, which I'm assuming means customers are more like you can get them to spend more money. There's invest in Simo coin, which is like a Bitcoin thing as a perk. Then we've got fire starter, where it's just like you could set excuse me, The Sims for letting you set an object on fire. I thought this was a safe game. That's very interesting. Or maybe it's so you could get like an insurance payout or something. You can see the reputation at the bottom right. It's got a raccoon on it, which is interesting. So I wonder how all this is going to go. Now, there is a small business menu on the PC, it seems, and it looks like you can do computer things. So it's a start mining Simo coin. You can transfer or sell your business. So something about competitors here: buy a small business venue lot, disable bartering, post fake endorsements, reply to customer feedback. This is very, very interesting. So you can either be like a good reputable business, or you can be like one of those Amazon dropship businesses, and I think that's really funny. They also made it clear, by the way, that in this trailer that businesses are individually owned. So you know where it says transfer here, what that means is you'll be able to transfer the business to a different member of your household. So it's not like the whole household owns a business, it's just like one sim, which I feel like Get to Work Retail is the whole household technically owns it. So I think that's an interesting one. They've also spoken a bit about learning and teaching from others. So they've showed Get to Knitting, whatever that pack is called, where you can give a lecture in a public park and people will listen to you. So you can basically give out like, I think it's like going to be like free speeches maybe. And then they've also mentioned how you could hold actual classes. Is this real or is this just like a setup scene? So let me have a look. So it seems like there's going to be set classes. So this is pottery, and I'm assuming there's going to be different animations for each. So I'm assuming to do a pottery class, like you need to have the actual pottery things here. But then what about a fishing class? Is a fishing class just going to be them talking without actually holding a fishing rod? Gourmet cooking, gardening, like are they actually going to animate this? So these Sims, okay, I reckon this is going to be, oh no, because look on the top left, it says lecture for 45 minutes, mental for 30 minutes. But then it says craft a ceramic object. So you actually have to do things, which, okay, well, that's an interesting one. So it looks like it's not just talking. It looks like you'll actually be doing things, but obviously it'll be for set skills. And it did mention in this trailer that if your class is unsuccessful, then Sims won't pay. This is Daddy Vladdy giving an occult class or something, and it looks very hectic. They also showed off mentoring, where if you're high enough skill level, you can actually do paid mentoring. 516 simoleons an hour. That's a bit dramatic. It's basically being a private tutor for somebody else, which is, I guess, is all right. And they've also introduced something called skill mastery perks. You can see it here, and it comes under the skill panel. This one says in the zone. Skill building is Jared's jam, and he can enter moments of serious focus where he won't have to worry about motives. So I'm assuming that that means his motives won't decay, and I believe these are just related to skills. It's basically an add-on, so skills are not just like level 10 done. It basically adds a new layer to skills. Like it says skillful sleep, an experienced sim like Jared can build his skills in his sleep. Literally, that's really interesting. But we're gonna have to see what this is all about properly when we actually get in the gameplay, but I think it's very interesting. They've also briefly just touched upon tattooing as a new skill. They confirmed that you can get tattoos, but they've also confirmed that you can get tattoo removal on this, which you'd have to pay for. They've also suggested that you can actually give certain tattoos a certain significance. So, you know, like some people get a tattoo for the name of their child or something. With this, you can actually like get a dedicated tattoo to another sim. So there it says request dedication tattoo and who it's dedicated to. I don't know if it will include dead people. We'll have to wait and see, or if it's just the alive, but I think that's very interesting. They're speaking about the brand new tattoo paint tutorial thing. I mean, I feel like we already like know all this. This is the same thing as pets, as in horses, as in werewolves, but not human Sims, but now they are with tattoos, and you can share them on the gallery. I just want to see how it actually shows up on the gallery, like where you would download it from. Maybe it's just like a special section of the gallery. Oh no, look, so we got category, all households, lots, rooms, tattoos. I just want to say, if they can add tattoos to this list, why can't they add seat living apartments? Is it laziness? Yes, I think so. Why not add different outfits that you can try and cast? Lazy, I think so, because we need the ability to download outfits from the gallery. Yes, we do, because I'm too lazy to make my own. Anyway, it looks like you can get these, which is cool. They're showing off some of the brand new traits as well, and some of the random creator sim here. What's public opinion? Take care of the little ones is an employee task. I think this will allow us to make Daycare. Well, I've just had a look and I can't see it and being stupid. Daycares are about care for little ones. Okay, so there's just going to be business activity that says care for little ones, but is that the same as a daycare? We're going to have to wait and see if that's actually true. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you will know that I'm in my EA shill era right now. I'm rimming EA's asshole, and that's because I think The Sims for Businesses with No Hobbies expansion pack actually looks good. I do admit, okay, the name of the pack is diabolical. They should have just called the pack The Sims for Home Business expansion pack. This pack is about having a home business. It is not a pack about having hobbies. You can shove your hobbies up your asshole because there are no hobbies in this pack. I will still be rimming said asshole because I still think it looks like a good pack. I like the idea of having a fully customizable home business. This looks even more expanded on than The Sims 2 Open for Business. Obviously, it doesn't come without criticism because it is The Sims 4. I'm already annoyed that there's no new gameplay for like kids and toddlers because The Sims 2 Open for Business came with a lemonade stand for kids, which would have been perfect for a pack like this. And as I said, I think the hobbies like in the title of this pack is absolutely so misleading. It is incredibly misleading. And if somebody from EA with an ounce of authority is watching, make the last minute decision to rename this pack The Sims for Home Business. It is not too late, and it will mean that your consumers won't be misled, because if you mislead them and clickbait them, then they will be pissed off. This is not a hobbies pack because it literally doesn't come with any new hobbies, and I feel like that's putting a very sour taste in the mouths of Simmers, and rightly so. Don't say if it's one thing if it's not actually that thing. I believe in other languages, I think it may be Polish, this pack is actually referred to as, like, the title of the pack is translated in English to something like from hobby to business, or making your hobby your business. I think it may be like that in German as well. I can't remember. I don't know what it is in Dutch. I haven't had a look yet. Like, in some languages the pack name is misleading, but in other names it's not. But in general, I personally am actually excited about this pack. You guys know it's very rare for me to get excited about a Sims 4 pack if you've watched me for a while. When The Sims 4 Life and Death came out, I actually thought this was a very good pack, one of the best Sims 4 packs they've ever released. So I'm praying that this one actually is going to be good, and 99% of that comment is referring to bugs and glitches, because For Rent is still, to this day, ever since release, been corrupting people's saves, and that one is like 2 lots in one, and this pack is also going to be about 2 lots in one. So I'm praying that The Sims for Businesses with No Hobbies pack is not going to be corrupting saves like For Rent. I'm also thinking, like, in reality, Sims 4 Townies are so stupid. Like, they do not have a single brain cell between any of them, especially Judith Ward. And how on earth are you go, like, you can set Sims to do activities, okay, but are they actually going to be doing them, or are they just going to be doing press-ups constantly over and over again? Because yes, I think that's what they're going to be doing. We also don't know how this pack is going to react with all of the other packs installed if you're playing for longer than 30 minutes, because usually things start to break down by that point. So I'm not convinced, and I don't recommend pre-ordering it now because you still get the pre-order bonus a month after release. So I personally would wait for my review of the pack. Anyway, you let me know what you think of this gameplay trailer that released today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.